Good afternoon. It's Tuesday, February 4th. Whatever. Had my day at work. Made it through. Get home. Little mopey, but in general, a lot better than yesterday at the very least. I'm definitely feeling better than yesterday. Just still kind of carrying on though. And I sent Mom a message. I'm like, I'm available today or tomorrow. When do we want to watch Doctor Who? And Mike's available today and not tomorrow, so that decided it. I'm headed over there to watch Doctor Who. I got plans Thursday. Made that with John from church. Go. Just meet at Bread Company and talk. He offered that, and I was like, he'd be a good one to. I had several friends offer, hey, if you need. If you want to go, if you want to talk, whatever, I'm available. But he actually sort of said, hey, let's get a day, let's do this. And, he took a little bit of, hey, you need this. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And I'm glad he did. So I got that on Thursday, but Doctor Who today. And I guess I've been doing like the somewhat like spoiler light reviews of each individual episode going through this season, which I think will be a lot easier because coming up with a overall season review where I discuss each episode like I think I did last time around. That was a lot of work. I'm like, I don't want to do that again. Let's just talk about it as it goes. So I don't know what episode of Doctor Who we're on now. I feel like the 5th. Whatever the 5th in this season is, but whatever. I'll mention it and I'll talk about it a little bit after. But for now, heading over to Mom's, gonna have some dinner, and from the sound of it, I'm gonna get some stuffed crust pizza, and that's delicious. Episode 5, Fugitive of the Judoon. The Judoon are back.
Judoon.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
We first saw them with our introduction to Martha when they took the hospital to the moon because there was someone in it that they were looking for. And that was a fun evening. However, I've decided that this will not be a spoiler light review. My little discussion here of Fugitive of the Judoon will be a spoiler heavy review. So, forewarned. Now, admittedly, this one was one that was also heavily spoiled for me by my phone. Who is all like, you like Doctor Who, let's post all of the newest news about Doctor Who. Right when it happens. To spoil it for you. And I'm like, phone, you're a jerk. But I don't want it to not tell me about Doctor Who, because I like Doctor Who. So, I have to put up with that. I mean, I could tell it to stop and then go turn it back on after the season, but then I'd have to remember and I wouldn't. Anyways, so we get there and there's this new person. I know it's another The Doctor. Is it Ruth? Ruth. So we start seeing this and I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. And then we see some stuff going on with the Judoon and I'm like, the Judoon are back, yeah. Ho, ro, ho, ro, ho, ho, ho. It's great. Anyways, where was I? And so we're starting to see this stuff with Ruth, and Ruth doesn't seem to know what's going on. And I figure it out. I'm like, it's a chameleon circuit. It's like this. It's one of these. Now, it wasn't actually. They put it in a lighthouse. Which I'm not the hugest fan of, just because, the two previous ones we'd seen had both been pocket watches, so I'd have hoped pocket watch. In fact, they were playing with the fact that we were going to know, because they had that box, and I was like, that box, is that going to be the chameleon circuit? No. But, they were playing with the fact that we were going to expect that. So I like that. They knew that we were going to have things spoiled, and they did things to play around with that at the same time. That was fun. And then we jump over, and we see Graham and Harkness, and of course, Jack's like, that's, out of the group, he picks that one as the Doctor. Of course he does. But just seeing Jack back is great. That is such a great tie-in to old stuff. Davies era. It's great. I loved it. So Jack is back, and we only got a little bit, but just little teases and enough to know we'll be seeing more of Jack. And I'm like, I'm glad for that. I would like to see more of Jack. Then we jump back and we're at this lighthouse. And the Doctor is digging in this grave, and I'm like, it's the TARDIS. It's going to be the TARDIS, and I was right, it's the TARDIS. But she finds out it's the TARDIS as soon as the other Doctor finds out that they're the Doctor. And now, it's an old era TARDIS, so it feels like a while back, but how can it be in the past? How would that work? Well, we don't know a whole lot about how the chameleon circuits work, but it would be good storytelling to utilize the same mechanic to hide things as they just used to hide something, where they're basically telling you the answer and expecting you not to see it. So, some sort of variation on the chameleon circuit where either the Doctor doesn't remember part of her past, like at some point she's hidden away part of her own past from herself. Perhaps one or more regenerations. Ooh. I mean, that could be cool, right? Just saying. So there's that possibility. Or it's possible that however the chameleon circuit was done, maybe the Doctor does that in the future and makes it so that it functions where it is telling this person that they're the Doctor, and maybe they're not actually the Doctor, but the way this circuit is now working, it's like basically the same way as they remembered their past as being, growing up in that lighthouse. Maybe she now remembers her past as she's the Doctor, but maybe she's not. We don't know. So there's a couple of possible options there. Now we get to the Judoon. They were hired by someone. Who were they hired by? And we get another Gallifreyan involved. Awesome. Very awesome. So, who are these people working for? Is it the lone Cybermen? Whatever their involvement is, we don't know, but maybe it has to do with that. Is it the Master? I mean, the Master's the Master has destroyed Gallifrey, but depending on the timelines, maybe the Master is also concurrently working to destroy Gallifrey, because maybe even though the Master is off in the other dimension, maybe the Master is also working on this, because timey-wimey. Maybe they're working for the Master. Maybe the Master and the lone Cybermen are, tied up together, because when we lost the Master before, being Missy and the previous Master, when the Masters were working together, that was tied in with Cybermen. So maybe they're still connected, because, Missy was working with Cybermen a fair bit. So maybe the Master still is. Who knows? So, lots of options, lots of stuff spinning around, lots of fun, lots of trying to predict what's going on and figure out puzzles, and it feels like Doctor Who again, and I'm so glad, because last season didn't. Last season there was no puzzling things out and thinking and all that. It was just, here's a story, take it for what it is. We're going to forget that it happened by the next episode. This one, they're tying things together, and it's fun, and I love it, and it feels like Doctor Who. It's back. I'm so happy. Otherwise, that's the bulk of my evening. I don't know. Maybe edit something? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just lay down. Part of me feels like if I get extra rest, maybe I'll keep feeling better. I mean, I know that the not feeling well is an emotional state, but messed up, not keeping my physical state up can definitely hinder adjusting and correcting for issues with an emotional state. So, I don't know. Part of me's thinking I should get more rest. I don't know. If so, I'll just say now, thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.